forgiveness. Read in the Torah, it is wrong to claim that Torah does not leave room for forgiveness at all. It categorically mentions that revenge is the order of the day required by the situation prevailing in the days of pharaohs, but you can also forgive. Now that part was left completely out by the Jews, and they had become hard-hearted. So to complete the teaching, not to annul them, Jesus Christ came and emphasized the second option, that of forgiveness. So if Hazrat Masih Maud is true in his claim that he has come to fulfill the role of Ahmad, the second manifestation of Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah, so the sword will not play a role in that, nor has it played any role so far.
Sir, my second part of question was to this current day changes going on in the world. Like we are seeing countries, Muslim countries coming up even in the heart of Europe, and we are seeing Central Asian republics getting...
What sort of countries are coming up in the heart of Europe?
Pardon, sir?
What sort of countries are coming up in the heart of Europe?
At least we are seeing a Muslim entity which these, Western...
Like the entity of Bosnians?
At least it's a beginning of that, sir.
Forget about that. Please stop being naive. There is no such thing as Muslim powers arising in the heart of Europe. They're just dreams. The Muslim might is not even in the Muslim countries. They are 100% dependent on their survival upon the West. Saudi Arabia is surviving at the pleasure of America, isn't it not? Is it not?
Yes, you're right.
And all the Muslim countries are looking up to some Western country privately, if not in public, for survival and for mutual agreements of defense, etc. Kuwait, or whatever you may call it, they're all secretly in league with the Western powers, and their survival depends on that. And you're talking of a Muslim power arising in Europe. I don't see any.
So my opinion of it about these changes was that wasn't it like Dore Medina or...
You are still at it. That Dore Medina and Dore Makkah remained the two manifestations of Muhammadiyyat. Ahmadiyyat was yet to come, and it was to be manifested in the role of Hazrat Rasul Akram sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which was predicted in the New Testament by Jesus Christ himself. And he prophesied for the coming of the Prophet under the title of Ahmad, which is a mild manifestation of patience. While Moses prophesied of his coming as Muhammad. So his first phase, entire first phase, was a manifestation of Muhammadiyyat. To divide the time not in the short circle of 23 years, divide the time with reference to the prophecies in the larger area of 2000 years or so. So take your cue from Christian behavior as against the Jewish behavior. If Hazrat Masih Maud is true, as we believe is true, his followers must follow the pattern of early true Christians vis-a-vis their attitude to oppression and cruelties, etc. Now, why do you reject that attitude?
So
just a moment. That patience, that suffering, resulted in the biggest religious empire in the whole world, in the whole history of mankind. Within 300 years, an empire came to be born on which the sun never set. The whole world came under the sway of Christianity. Even the world of communism was a child born out of Christianity. Is that right or wrong?
Right.
So when the reward is so big of being patient, then why are you running away from it? Why do you want to have access to sword again? The sword wins, of course, and at times sword is needed. That is why Allah permits the use of sword. But patience, love, perseverance are much stronger weapons. If necessity had not compelled Ahmad to take up arms, he would never have taken up arms. Arms were enforced upon him by enemy pursued him. He was expelled from his own homeland, and then they did not leave him in peace even there. They covered 250 miles or thereabout to attack Medina. So what else was left with him but to defend himself with sword? But all that is one single era of Muhammadiyyat and the manifestation of Rasul Akram Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam as the bringer of a law, as usherer of a new law like Moses did. The face of Ahmadiyyat was to tally with the face of Masihiyyat, of which Ahmad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam had himself prophesied. Right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Please.
Hazur, we've reached a...
Where is the full stop? I don't see him moving along. Huh? Where has he gone? You are the full stop. You are the full stop. And you are asking a question yourself.
No. We've reached a full stop of those yesterday.
No, just please. We have done with them and the time is more than over. But I understand there is a non-Ahmadi or non-Muslim present who would like to ask a question. So exceptionally, I would invite him to do that, please.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
I'd like to modify that non-Ahmadiyya, first of all.
Right.
Lots of my friends are Ahmadis and they think that I'm part of the Jamaat, so I call myself as honorary Ahmadi.
Is that right? No, but somebody just suggested that there was a non-Muslim present who would like to ask.
They refer to me, Your Honor.
They refer to you?
Yes.
I see. I see. Right.
Thank you very much for allowing me to ask you some question.
Please do.
It gives me great happiness to see you in person. I saw you last time in Canada. Mr. Kosar invited me to go there, and I'm thankful to him for that. I did. The question I'll ask you later.
Please.
This is in reference to that question what I'm talking right now.
Right.
When I was in Canada, I was quite impressed. I could feel, just looking at you, a radiation of love and peace. And I've listened to your khutbahs several times on TV here, and I'm very fortunate to listen to you again. The question I'm going to ask you is, if you don't like it, please forgive me for that.
No, it's all right. I'm quite used to questions which are even, very inimical and very... go ahead and do it, please.
The question I'd like to ask you is that, are you a prophet?
No.
Okay.
That's all.
That was my question.
But I like the question because it gave me an opportunity to clarify my position. I'm not a prophet of God. The concept of prophethood is different in Islam than ordinarily understood. So I am a caliph of a prophet of God, who himself was a caliph of the last lawbringer prophet of God. So the word caliph also should be understood, and I'll explain it for your sake because it's sort of alien terminology to you. Khalifa literally means vicegerent. There can be a Khalifa of God on earth. When it is said somebody is Khalifatullah, it means he is a Khalifa of God. This term always applies to prophets and messengers, never to non-prophets. But if somebody is a Khalifa of Khalifatullah, then he is a Khalifa of a prophet, and he is not a prophet himself. So this is exactly my position. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, shall we call it a day now?
Yes,
Huh? Okay. No, the Amir Sahib permits me to call it a day. Although I know it's a night. Okay, Assalamu alaikum. God bless you.